Hello everyone, this is my Fire Starters project, B2. Dragon Rouge is a global design agency that hosts a design competition globally for young designers to potentially put themselves out there and find possible clients. Fire Starters is an annual competition presented on Instagram. You can choose between 2 briefs which entail different design paths you can create different outcomes for. My brief. I chose brief 1, Mash Up, Liven Up. The brief says that I can take 2 brands that may or may not have anything in common and create something new, be it a product, service, or experience. I've decided to combine the V&A and Beastie Boys. One of the Beastie Boys' albums is approaching its 30-year anniversary, and the V&A is going to create a retrospective exhibition, including its most popular memorabilia. Museums in London often do retrospective exhibitions of popular cultures, for example, the Barbie exhibition and the Tim Burton exhibition. These tend to include memorabilia such as items of clothing and other miscellaneous items. I will be creating an animation to one of their songs, Intergalactic, which will be presented on a screen or projected on a wall in the exhibition. I will be creating a full 3.5-minute animation in different medium styles. Depending on how quick I complete this, I will also potentially create ways that this could become an interactive experience and how people can possibly interact with it in the exhibition. I would like to create an animation as I will be joining an animation course in university later this year. I enjoy creating animations as I think it's very satisfying to create a visual movement in my own personal design style. Whether it be a remake of superhero fight scenes or my own mixed media project, I think it's very rewarding to see the final product after working so hard and for so long on each frame. My target audience is 15 to 22-year-olds. I want to target this audience as I feel like connecting something so widely enjoyed around the world, like music, with the museum can interest younger people and make them want to go out and visit more museums, and maybe even start listening to the Beastie Boys. My animation mood board. Here are some animation styles that I think fit into my style, and I would like to use these types of animation styles in my video. A lot of these styles look quite quickly drawn and messy, which I think will fit the style of the video and the music that I will choose. I like the animation style specifically of the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movies, but more specifically Spider-Punk style, because I think it's very interesting how they animated him with a delay. I think, can't remember the exact number, but Spider-Punk was animated in faster, in more frames than the background. So it was like 8 frames for Spider-Punk and I think maybe 4 frames per second for the background, which was very interesting and it definitely looks very cool. My collage mood board. Here are some collages that I think look quite cool and also fit the style of my idea that I have. I like mixed media collages, especially the animation style, the sketched animation in the Take On Me music video, mixed with the real life interactions. I think that was very interesting and very cool. I would like to incorporate collage into my animation video, as I think it does represent the 90s vibe that I'm hoping for in quite a nice way, and it's also quite relevant for the Beastie Boys. My main competitor is the Tate Modern, as they do tend to show off a lot of installments and exhibitions, and they have very unique and interactive ideas. They often use like perspective and light to create different interpretations and cool ideas. Specifically, the Tate Modern had an exhibition called Electric Dreams, where a room is filled with a bunch of light projections, and the main part of the installment was to show how light interacts with different objects and people, which I think is a very unique idea. The Tate Modern also had a very large installation with a room filled with mirrors, as mirrors of the walls, the floors, the ceilings, and they would project LED lights, and they would flash different colours in timed programs, which I think looked really cool from the videos I've seen, and I think that's a very interesting idea. Thank you.